Good morning, Nerdfighteria. It's Sunday. My name is Bethany, or as some of you on the Nerdfighteria Discord server know me, Manhole, which if you don't understand that reference, you should immediately go listen to Dear Hank and John episode 137 because it's hysterical. Anyway, my plan for this video was to take this kit of wooden pieces that my mom got me, film myself putting it together, and then time-lapse it for you all. But once I finished all the recording and building, I went to find the files on my laptop and they just weren't there. So instead, I'm just going to show it to you guys post-building. This is some of the packaging that it came in. This is approximately what it's supposed to look like, and this is the instruction manual that it came with. It had 148 instructions, and I think it took me like 3 or 4 hours to build it. Also, the instructions were primarily in Ukrainian, and even though there was an English translation, it was very poor, so I relied heavily on the pictures for this build. So this is what the final product looks like. And if you spin this thing, then the globe turns. And I think I'm just going to, walk through how this mechanism works maybe, because this is the type of thing that I find really interesting, is these types of gears. Okay, so the first set of gears is this little gear here, and then this big gear, and I'm actually just going to take them out to show them to you a little bit better. So this is what they look like now that I've taken them out. And this is an example of being geared down, because you have to spin the small one a bunch of times in order for the large one to spin just once. And this can be used either to slow things down or to increase torque. The next set of gears are these ones right here, and they look like they're almost the same size, but I think the top ones are actually a little bit larger than the bottom ones, which means that this is an example of something being geared up, which means that because the top one is smaller, it's going to spin one time for every time the bottom one spins, like, 1 1/4 or something like that, meaning that it'll make things go faster. These gears right here are the ones that I find the most interesting, though. These are an example of a bevel gear system. So basically, we've got our motion going horizontally, right? But we need it to be going at this sort of angle for the globe to spin. And so these two gears mesh together at an angle, which allows for that transition of the movement. I also wanted to get kind of a close-up of these little continents, because I think they are so cute and they were so fun to put on. And it was really interesting because, they've got all these tiny little pieces that you can't really tell what sort of countries or land masses they're supposed to be, but then as it all comes together, you can kind of figure it out, which is really cool. I also didn't know which way was going to be up when I was putting this together, and so I managed to put both of the little wooden labels on upside down. Anyway, that was my little post-finals treat project for myself, and I hope you enjoyed getting a look at it. So, DFTBA!